Cherry juice is something that I make every year during cherry season because there are 3 different products that I get out of it. One, I get the cherry juice, which is great to add to a number of other juices, particularly the apple juice. I like to do an apple cherry. I also like to make cherry jelly out of it. In addition, the pulp that's left over, I make a cherry butter out of. So let me show you how you do the cherry juice. My first step is to de-stem all of my cherries so that they can go through my pitting machine. My next step is to take and wash off any residue of the sprays that have been put on them. Then it's time to pit my 10 pounds of cherries. When you're doing 10 pounds of cherries, you're really grateful that you're getting 3 products out of the deal. I really like using these machines, but you do have to watch for any missed pits because occasionally it will go right past them. So I just keep my eyes open. Now, if I wasn't planning on doing anything with the pulp, I wasn't gonna make any cherry butter or any fruit leather, then I wouldn't even have to pit them. I wouldn't even have to stem them, honestly. So sometimes it's a little more tempting to just juice them because it's a lot less work. So I've already added water to the bottom of my unit. And then the middle of my unit is what will collect the juice. And I have all of my cherries in the very top of the steam juicer. So I'll place a lid on, and then I'll put it on the stove on high heat. It will take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours to get all the juice out of the cherries. I just kind of watch them to see how they're doing, and I watch the level of the water in the bottom to see if it needs to be refilled, because if it goes too long, then it may run out, and that's no good for your juicer. And another little tip, always make sure that you've got your stopper on the tube. It's horrible to have this going and all of a sudden have juice going all over your kitchen floor. Not that I know that from experience or anything, right? Usually I would just do this step on the stove, but so that you can see it, I'm doing it here, and I've elevated it with a pan. Generally, I'd have this pan on a stool or something down below the stove. So I put all of my cherry juice into a pan, and it takes a while to get it all out. Mine went for about 2 hours. I'm always hesitant to stop it sooner because I want to make sure I get out as much of the juice as I possibly can. You would expect cherries to just be full of juice and to have it pouring out, but it seems like they have more fiber to them than you would imagine. And I try to be careful because this is very hot juice. At a certain point, I'll tip my juicer down just so that I can get every last bit of that juice out. Now I'll place the juice on the stove and bring it up to 190 degrees. I don't want it to boil though, or I would lose too much of the liquid. Now that it's gotten up to 190 degrees, I'll maintain that for 5 minutes. I'll then fill my quart-sized jars up to 1/4 of an inch of headspace. Headspace is the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. I'll use a clean, damp cloth to wipe off the rim of my jars. This is just so that if any juice got on the edge, that it won't interfere with the seal. And then I'll put my lids and rings on until they're fingertip tight. These lids that I'm using today, you'll notice they have a blue ring around them, and that's a little bit different because they're superb lids. I just started affiliating with them because they are American made, and I love to support American made products as well as having really good quality to them. I also like the mission statement of the company. It's been a really great company to work with. They don't tell me what I have to say. They just tell me, use the product, let people know what you think of it. And I have actually been really pleased with it. If I wasn't, I wouldn't affiliate with them. And I do have a 20% off code in the description below. This has like a super spongy seal to it, as well as 5 coatings of corrosion resistant coating stuff, whatever it is, but it protects it from rust, which I need because I store mine in the root cellar, which is a little bit more humid. I'll then process these in the boiling water bath for 15 minutes if I'm at sea level. I'm at 1,200 feet, so I'll process them for 20, but I won't start my timer until after it begins to boil. Now that the processing time is complete, I'll remove the lid, turn off the heat, and let it cool for 5 minutes. I'll then place them on a heat-resistant surface about 1 to 2 inches apart so that they can cool down quickly. I'll leave them there for about 24 hours so that they can get a nice seal. I can tell that they have a nice seal because the center of the lid will be depressed down. If it is sealed well, then I'll remove the ring, wash it off with hot soapy water, and store it in a cool, dry, dark location like my pantry and use it in the next 1 to 3 years. If for some reason it didn't seal, I would put it in the refrigerator and use it right away. So the taste tester. So cherry juice is interesting. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. So if you like yours to be a little more on the sweet side, then you'll want to add some sugar to it. Generally speaking, I won't add sugar to it when I can it, but when I go to use it, that's when I'll do that. One of my favorite things to do, like I said earlier, is actually add this to apple juice. And I can have a cherry apple juice where the apple adds all of that sweetness that I tend to like. The other thing that I like to do with this is make cherry jelly.